Hey everybody, welcome back to Rated R Gamers. John here.
Matt.
And we're going to be covering today the rest of the E3 conferences. Keep in mind I'm a little depressed. The Cavs just lost. I love LeBron, so I'm really sad.
Clearly it's
But
late.
we will try to give you the best coverage we can through depression. So.
Also, we're sorry that this one took a little longer to come out than the past videos we try to keep up, but rendering and editing take a little
bit
longer.
of time.
Yeah, so it took a little while for this one to come out. So we
also had to,
apologize in advance.
We had to get resuscitated after the Sony conference.
I almost died.
We were almost dead, so we had to find a way to get back.
Yeah, so we'll start off with Sony.
Yes, we're gonna start off with Sony.
So, all right,
They kicked it off with a bang.
all right. So what they kick it off with?
They
again?
kicked it off with The Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Long awaited since 2009, and I think everybody went fucking bonkers.
And it was full gameplay.
Full gameplay. And I feel like that was a good game to start off with. I feel like every single person that was watching was absolutely surprised.
Yeah, I do. I mean, we kind of hoped it would be there, but that hope is there
every year. Every year, they're like, got The Last Guardian for you. Just kidding, we don't got The Last Guardian.
Yeah,
got
pretty
The Last
much.
Guardian. Just kidding, we don't got The Last Guardian.
So, I mean, it was really nice to see it. I thought it looked phenomenal. You know, it'll be a nice addition to that trilogy, Ico, Shadow Colossus, and now The Last Guardian, or Ico. I don't know how I don't know how it's actually pronounced because I've never played the game, but it looks really cool.
To it. So,
yeah, I'm excited for it.
They said 2016, so hopefully it's on track for 2016.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
what they said.
It'll probably get delayed.
It could not be on track, and it could just come out in 2018 and be on the PS5.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll never fucking know, honestly.
Right.
Then, what else happened with the Sony conference? Sony was fucking huge. There's just so much that happened. I feel like with Sony, what they do is they read NeoGAF and they read all these forums, and they just, know what people want.
And they're just like, hey, you know what? All right, we'll launch with these 4 games, and then we'll just follow up with a bunch of other cool things.
I feel like they, and the guy there even had, a checklist. He was like, we got The Last Guardian, we got this one, that one, which we'll tell you what this one and that one are in a second. But, they showed a lot of cool stuff. Like they showed the new Hitman, but we'll get to that later when we cover Square. But tell them what your big thing for you was.
Right. So after Last Guardian, was it right after Last Guardian? I think there was another game in between.
Yeah, there was a couple games like Dream, which is the new game from Media Molecule,
which looks
it looks fun.
The idea is interesting, but it's not my type of game. It's really artsy style.
I played Little Big Planet for 5 seconds.
Honestly. Yeah, think of Little Big Planet, but with claymation
and dreams and if you just,
I don't know,
weird.
And then there was the other game. What was the one with the chick with the bow? And the robots.
Oh, Horizon.
That's what it was.
My God, the new Gorilla IP. How could we forget?
Yes.
That was incredible. If you did not see that, check that out. Look it up. It is absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Now this is by the people who make created Killzone, which was a great first-person shooter. It was basically Sony's version of Halo.
Yes.
So it was really interesting
to see that they made a new IP and really took their game development, their storytelling. I mean, even though Killzone storytelling wasn't always there, the gameplay was always solid.
Yeah, and now it seems like that they're gonna take a whole story level telling. And the game just looks phenomenal. I mean, it's very pre-alpha, but it looks solid.
It looked great.
It looked phenomenal.
It looked like it was ready for release tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and
we'll find out more soon.
All we know about it is that it's essentially
it's
humans,
like a post-apocalyptic but pre-apocalyptic kind of idea. The people look like savages, as if they're using mechs.
Exactly.
So it's like future,
extreme technology.
Really, really.
Yeah, but they're using old. They take current technology and make it old. So she has a bow and arrow, but it has all these crazy electric pulses
to
on
disable a crazy Transformers looking Dinobot.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And those are the enemies. They're all animal
robots. Like deer.
Exactly.
Bears.
And then there's the T-Rex thing that she fights. And then at the end, the Raven, the huge Thunderbird comes out.
So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So the game looks phenomenal. Graphics look solid. Gameplay looked pretty alpha, and the whole idea left me wow.
I wanted more.
Just kind of I wanted to see more. It was really awesome. I just kind of kept wanting to watch.
I really wanted
happened.
to see more.
But I also wanted to hear more about the story. It kept me interested in all right, this is intriguing. I want to know what exactly happened. Why are we here?
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with that, and I hope we see more at Gamescom.
Now, The next thing.
Oh God, don't do this to them yet. They're not
Okay,
ready.
no, they gotta hear it.
They already heard about it, probably.
I
They're not
know,
ready.
but yeah, I know we're a little late now. Okay, so before I get to that thing, I just want to say World of Final Fantasy was also announced at the same time.
Really
PS4, PS Vita exclusive. It's nice to have the Final Fantasy on the handheld now, like
new
a
game director too.
Yeah. So the game looked like a chibi Final Fantasy, but what's cool about the game is that it goes into all the worlds with 2 new heroes who actually look like Kingdom Hearts characters.
Yeah, they become big and like.
Yeah, and they become chibi and big. I don't know exactly how the game works, but the game looked interesting enough for Final Fantasy fans and fans of Square. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I'm probably gonna get it. Yeah.
Like
right?
Animal Crossing.
Like chibi Animal Crossing style.
Like Final Fantasy.
But it was like a Final Fantasy game. It was a full RPG, so we'll see what happens with classic characters, so we'll see. It looked interesting enough though to get. Yeah.
Definitely looked good.
You know. Alright, so the big one that this is why, like, one of the reasons why we could not record afterwards.
And we called it in our video. Like, it may have gone up late, but we did call it in the video.
Yeah, we actually put the video went public during it got announced. So we were like, oh shit. The Final Fantasy VII remake. Now, this is not just an they're calling it an HD remake, but it's not just an HD remake. It's a remastering.
Tetsuya Nomura's behind the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I'm going to remind you, I don't remember if it was at E3 or Gamescom or something. Mm-hmm. I very much remember that Tetsuya Nomura, when asked about, maybe I read in an article, he was asked about making a Final Fantasy VII remake. And his response was, well, we're focusing on Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15, Square's biggest games of ever. And I don't have time to make this game. He was like, I would love to, but I need a big production company to, like, you know what I mean? I need a big
push from his production.
Exactly. And they need the staff and the money to create this game. Apparently, she said, "Fuck it," and we're gonna do it anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna assume it's after all the games that they've been selling. Like they've been doing really well with Tomb Raider and all that stuff.
Crazy,
they've gotten out of this debt that they were in. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy that you say that they were in debt because their stock after they announced it went up. Like the most it's been since 2008. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
and I feel like what they did. Announcing Final Fantasy VII, it just shows how much confidence that this company has.
Yeah,
I feel like after the flop of Final Fantasy Online, the most recent one, 14.
14 flopped, but then Realm Reborn brought it up.
Incredible.
Yeah, they did phenomenal.
They're making all the right moves
as a player. Also, if you're on Siren server, you can find me on there. Kill for Crimson. I
haven't played since like it came out.
He used to play with me, and
it's pretty good. I might play it again.
Heaven's Word is going to be solid though.
So sexy.
But yeah, once they announced that, I legit, like, you would ask him, this
isn't
even joking.
He thought it was a sequel.
Okay, the dialogue in it made it seem like a sequel, because if anyone's played Crisis Core, if you haven't, I keep burping, I'm sorry. If you haven't played Crisis Core tells you the villain, Genesis. Mm-hmm. That's the villain in the game, not Sephiroth, although he does have a part in it.
I have no idea about the lore.
Yeah, so... It's a sequel. It tells Zack's story. It's like 7 years later and how Cloud becomes who he is. And then there's Dirge of Cerberus, which is 2 years after Advent Children. Or I'm not going to go into too much details, but essentially it's the end. It's the last of the Final Fantasy in timeline-wise. Now, at the end of the game, you have Genesis, the first villain in Crisis Core. He comes back. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube. It's like Dirge of Cerberus Secret Ending or something like that. We'll probably post a link in it from someone random YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll
cool like
post it. We'll post it up.
But you should definitely check it out. And if you haven't played the game, I'm sorry, but but it shows this villain who's still alive that supposedly died, and the whole thing with him, and he was like an alpha Sephiroth, because Sephiroth was created out of a real person. So Genesis was like an alpha Sephiroth, but he failed. He was like a failed experiment. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like at the end of this game, that's the end of the timeline in the series, like the last, timeline wise, he seemed whole again. He seemed more badass than Sephiroth, and I know that we're gonna get reamed for that one. Sorry, but so it's like. I really, really, really want a sequel to that. Whether it's like, yeah, I mean, the fact that they're doing a remake gives them leeway to be like, oh, hey, remember that Dirge of Cerberus ending? We can kind of feed off that. But, The HD remake is phenomenal.
I wouldn't even
so
call it an HD
excited.
remake. I just call it a remake.
A remaster.
A
Total remaster.
Like they're using their whole new engine and everything.
You can ask him when they
crazy.
announced it and they had like they showed it.
I think
they started off and they had the live stream. Like for those of you who know what I'm talking about, like who are Square-enix fans and Final Fantasy VII fans, they had the live stream going, and I legit started tearing. Like I am a hardcore Final Fantasy fan, and it's the 20th anniversary, they said. 2018? No, 2017.
It'll be 2017.
It's a 2017 20th anniversary, and that's the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. Goddamn, I'm old.
I hope it comes out soon.
We'll see it. We'll see it on the we'll see it in 2017.
Yeah. More information this winter.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure we'll see it 2017 because
I think so.
It's for the 20th anniversary. Now on to the next thing. Too much on that.
Let's talk about a game that I feel like he just can't. If we talk about it too much, he might pass out. Let's talk about a game that I feel like we both were excited for. No Man's Sky. It was really great to see gameplay for this game, even though it was short. The founder of the studio came out and he discussed the game, and we knew from the get-go that the game was big, but I don't know if we knew that it was this big. Every single... he zoomed out, he's like, here's little 6 solar systems, and in those 6 solar systems, they all have their own planets, and you can explore them, you can ravage them, you can get gear from them, do your thing. You could, you set a beacon to say, hey, I came here. So other players see that you came to that planet.
Yeah.
Then he was like, let me just show you the rest of the world. And he's zooming out for 2 minutes at least to maybe thousands and thousands of planets. And he just lands on one planet. He calls it E3 planet. And he's just like, let's set a beacon. Maybe you'll find it. Maybe you won't. I don't know. I just landed here. I've never even seen this before. Nobody's ever touched it. None of the development team. Nobody that's played the game. Nobody. And it's just absolutely insane how crazy this game truly is. I really could not believe how big it is.
I'm a huge fan of Minecraft. I enjoyed that game I played that game to a shitload. I mean, there are people who played it way more than I do. And I kind of stopped playing recently, but the game itself, just the whole idea of this expansive universe that's constantly generating, and you could gather materials and stuff like that, and play with friends was really fun to me. So they took that idea. I feel like, I mean, they didn't steal the idea, but they took that idea and that concept and brought it to an even broader aspect to say, well, why not just, instead of making one map, let's make a whole universe, a whole life full of, universe full of life.
And you may not even see the same creatures in this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember what they said last E3 for word, but he said something like it would take 100 years for one person to find every planet and explore every planet if you play 24/7.
It's absolutely...
You have to play for 100 years straight just to find everything in that game.
I would even say, even if we're not sure if that's the actual number, I'd say that's the number.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Because
that's how much content... Yeah, that's how large it is. Can you just imagine in 30 years, or, even longer, 50 years, and you're just kind of on your deathbed, and you're just like, son, you have to finish exploring, you shit.
You have to finish No Man's Sky.
You have to finish the game.
This is my
legacy.
This is my legacy. No Man's Sky. That guy who made it probably will never even finish it.
No, of course not. He said it in the video. He was like, I've never even seen this planet. I'm developing the game and I don't even know.
And that's crazy how 10
Can you imagine that? You created the game and just go, oh, I didn't even know that was in fucking the game. Oh shit.
What is this? I had no fucking clue that was there.
But yeah, no, the game's gonna be phenomenal. So that's definitely something to look out for.
No release date though, but hopefully we'll see it at the end of the year.
Exactly.
Wow, my big moment. I've been really into Destiny lately.
We both have.
Too much.
We both have.
Yeah. And when they showed the Taken King, I lost my shit. I was okay, so with the Taken King, as we know, Destiny is on a 10-year plan. Destiny, the first game came out last year, along with 2 expansions to follow, House of Wolves and it was Dark Below and House of Wolves. And as we knew, there would be a little side game, and then Destiny 2 to follow. Another side game, Destiny 3 to follow.
Yeah, they're going to do five games in total?
I think it's 5 games total, including the expansion.
Including the expansion. So there's going to be 2-year gaps between each one.
Yeah. So what's 2-year gap between each
game?
Full game.
Yeah.
So they're going the route kind of like World of Warcraft, I guess, but they're making a new Destiny in a way. I don't know.
It's just, it pisses me off. I wish they would just focus on the one game and constantly expand upon it.
Yeah. But then again, people...
at the same time, it's kind of
gotta
cool.
give it expansions.
Yeah, exactly. But
He doesn't like it. I like it. I don't know.
I just think it's a
MMO
way to
fashion.
milk money. It's typical Activision fashion.
Yes, okay.
Like MMO
Alright,
fashion
I'll
is
agree on
constant expansions. Activision, is like expansions
money
and then new
grab.
game. Yeah.
Well, we could agree on that. But
So
it looks awesome. You what you're doing now is there's going to be a new raid. You're fighting against Oryx,
Father of Crota.
Father of Crota, and pretty much he's a god.
Yeah.
And it's going to take everything that you and your friends have to beat this guy.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be absolutely bonkers. And what it looked like there's three
looks
new
like-
classes.
Right. Well, 3 new subclasses for the 3 classes.
For the 3 classes. The Titan has like a hammer.
It's
It looks like Thor.
Yeah,
that
you
comes
can.
down.
It's a fire hammer. You can actually shoot fireball projectiles as well as melee enemies and just knock them into
beautiful.
fucking space.
The mage had some sort of like crazy levitating lightning.
Oh, the
strike.
thunderstorm attack. So essentially, this ability allows you to generate lightning from your body, and you could shoot it at other players, or like basically killing them on
Pretty much like
contact.
Electro in Amazing Spider-Man.
Right, or you can actually toss an electric grenade and it kills everything in the room, which is actually really
It
cool.
looks awesome. I mean, that might get a little OP.
Yeah, and then the hunter.
It's the bow.
Right, I forgot the name of his Night something, Night Bow, Night Hawk, something like that. Essentially, you jump in the air, use the bow, and it does multiple AoE like shots that actually expand and slow down enemies in the area, as well as I believe doing damage. I don't know about that part. They didn't really show.
They didn't
that
really
too much.
elaborate much on it. It also looked like you're gonna get a new world.
It looks like we can go into space too.
It looks like going to. Well, I mean,
There's
technically
some-
are in space. But I feel like more
but
open
like
space.
yeah, it's
definitely,
it's not on a planet anymore, or well, some of the levels.
They
It
look
looks
more
like
like
we can go
floating
into
rock.
like asteroid fields.
Yeah, it
like an
looks like-
asteroid belt. So it looked interesting.
They, as you know already, Destiny is better on PlayStation because of all the exclusive content.
Right,
So
right.
what a lot
Quote,
of people
unquote, better
yeah,
on-
better on.
I mean, I
PlayStation,
like it on
but
PlayStation.
It's just Sony said, "Hey, we'll give you like a bunch of money, just like put out content that Xbox players can't get." But anyway, you're gonna get exclusive armor, exclusive weapon sets, an exclusive strike, and a whole
as
bunch
usual.
of shit that you
We already
can't get on
have like
Xbox.
2 exclusive strikes, I think.
And exclusive weapons too.
Yeah.
The Four Horsemen.
Right,
I have it.
it's one of
It's
them.
exclusive to.
It's a
Sony.
really good weapon. I was
Really
watching him
good
play.
fucking shotgun. But yeah, so that's the Taken King. Definitely lived up to the hype. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. And
September 15th.
Right. And as someone who likes the lore of the game, it just means a lot. You know what I mean?
And it's great that you're gonna get like Crota's father.
Yeah, well, that's what
fucking
it's
sick.
kind of. It's really nice that they gave out the expansion, and then we're like, all right, well, here's the full expansion, like the next one, and it's about Crota's father, like he's coming back for revenge. If you haven't seen Oryx, the dude looks like a fucking demon.
He looks like a
he's
vampire.
badass.
He's like
yeah,
it's crazy.
and this
He's
is
like
a
big
god
bat
of the
looking guy.
hive, like of the darkness. So it's really
looks great.
it's curious to see like what comes next after this. You know what I mean?
If you and if you're a new Destiny player, you could actually
Mm-hmm.
pick up the whole package for I think it's $60.
I think it's 80.
80 I think is collectors.
Right, collectors. Oh, right.
Then there's the
And then there's the
Legendary
legendary,
edition. It
which
comes
is a little
with
lower,
Destiny,
60.
Yeah, 60. Destiny, Dark Below, House of Wolves,
And the new
Taken
one.
King.
You're right.
So it's pretty cool for newcomers
Yep.
to the series. Sony also showed off a bunch of little games that they were just talking about. A bunch of indies. You also saw another big game, Shenmue 3.
That announcement was right after Final Fantasy VII, and then
that was the big three.
yeah,
I think. That
it
the
was
big
Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, and Final Fantasy VII remastered. So, I mean, I've never played the Shenmue series.
Yeah,
He's never
I.
played the Shenmue series, but we both know it's like within the gaming community.
It's very important. It's a very huge game.
deal.
That just needs to get finished. I think
Yeah.
it's a game that just needs to get finished.
I mean, personally, with those two announcements, Final Fantasy VII and Shenmue and 3 and The Last Guardian, they won E3.
Oh, without a
hands
doubt,
down.
without a
That's
doubt.
my opinion.
I think they definitely did.
But I mean,
they made up for no first party support at the end of this year.
Yeah,
They really
yeah,
did, and they have
exactly.
a lot of third party. If you want to go
else?
fund Shenmue on Kickstarter,
Oh, right.
you can. It actually already hit its goal.
They hit its goal. It's also being funded by Sony, so that game's definitely happening.
It is a PS4
but you can
exclusive.
actually donate on Kickstarter. I'm sure they have some collectors. I haven't checked out myself.
It's
I know they
weird.
have like
There's not many
donating.
backer bonuses.
No.
It's really weird.
Yeah, usually they have stuff like that, but I guess not. I don't know.
it's
I
not
haven't checked. You
Bloodstained.
can check yourself though.
What else? There was
Yeah, Bloodstain's gonna be
Bloodstained,
beautiful.
right.
That wasn't at E3. But
It
we're not gonna
wasn't.
talk about that.
Not yet. No, we'll talk about it later on. They also showed as we all know, they had Uncharted.
Oh, right. They ended it with Uncharted 4.
Uncharted
Sony
4.
conference.
I just wanted to bring up Uncharted because it was actually fucking phenomenal looking.
We sat here,
how good it
thought
looked.
we were watching. We knew it was gameplay, but
shocked.
like it felt like we were watching a movie.
And the worst part is people
in
beforehand were like, "Hey, like it didn't actually look as good as I thought," but now absolutely phenomenal. Call of Duty is now better with PlayStation, so
right. That was a big announcement.
Big news because
they left.
They left Microsoft.
So Activision dropped from Microsoft.
Content first on PlayStation is huge because PlayStation has never had Call of Duty as their big game.
And now they also have Destiny, which are two huge, big Activision's two biggest games.
It's that Activision partnership. Yeah. That's really what it is. And I feel like they knew after what happened with Destiny, content first, that the Call of Duty, even though it's going to sell more on Xbox regardless of how you slice it. But even though there are more Sony consoles out there, but I do feel like it is a big move for Sony.
Smart move.
They also showed off a little bit of Morpheus.
Oh,
we got a little bit of a glimpse. A little bit. We got a tiny baby glimpse.
Oh, right. With what was it? What'd they show it with?
It was it looked kind of like a tech demo. Didn't really look like anything special, but I mean, they showed how they're gonna bring entertainment, like how you play with your friends. They're gonna bring it together. And
they try to make it. They try to make it the social thing again.
Yeah,
and kind of like what Microsoft did a little bit.
It worked with PS4 though.
Because they did that. It worked exactly. It works well with PS4.
I'm not worried. Honestly, I'm not worried about VR right now.
So. Oh, I'm a huge fan of VR, but I mean, they didn't show much on the Morpheus. We were hoping they would show more, or at least I was. Yeah. But I mean, I'm excited to see what comes out of the Morpheus. I love VR, so I think it's a really next step in next gen.
Yeah, absolutely. My opinion. And it's cool that they showed something like Morpheus, because what kind of shocked me. Actually, I can't say I'm really shocked. Is there's like no Vita support anymore. So if you have a Vita, it's now a paperweight, unless you want to play JRPGs.
I mean, that's really all the Sony handheld ever was. It's just the JRPG machine. But I like those games. Those are my style. So if you're a JRPG fan, definitely pick up Vita. If not, don't touch one ever.
I had one twice. And
just stop. Oh, they also showed, for those of you who are Persona fans, JRPG fans, they also showed, what's it called? Persona 4 Dance Fever. Yeah, Persona 5 Dance Fever.
Pretty much DDR.
Yeah, Persona. Which is going to be cool. It's going to be on the Vita as well. Anything else?
No, I think that was it for Sony.
Those were the big ones, at least.
Yeah, I think Sony definitely nailed it this year. I think they definitely did. But as we've seen with all of E3, I mean, there's really just so many surprises.
Right.
I feel like also, I mean, the next conference we're gonna get to, Nintendo. I feel like even though Nintendo showed the same formula. I mean, there's really not much to cover on it.
But Nintendo. We're excited about these games.
Yeah.
I mean,
Star
we always
Fox
are.
Zero, it looks
right, the new
awesome.
Star Fox. It looks like Star Fox.
It looks like Star Fox.
But it's good to have a Star Fox game that we've missed for so long. Yeah. I mean, the last one we had was Assault, which personally I thought was phenomenal. Besides the 64 remake on 3DS, it was for GameCube. And I thought it was a phenomenal game. I mean, it was a great addition. But then before that was Star Fox Adventures, which God knows was a mistake. And then before that was the original Star Fox 64. So we've literally only had like one good new IP from Star Fox in a little while. So it's good to have an old, Fox McCloud back.
Yeah, it's cool that they Nintendo, even though the Wii U is ending, it's near the end of its life cycle. Right. They're really still sticking with it and putting out quality games. Like, I mean, they showed Mario Tennis.
Look, man, if you're gonna create shit, at least stick with the shit.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, they started. The system could have been successful. I just don't know. But
they pushed too hard on the tablet.
I'll say this though: can we say now it's a success?
No,
Amiibos?
Absolutely not. That's cheating. Really? That's like saying Activision's is a success because of Skylanders.
But no, that's not the same argument because.
Well, I know, but you get what I'm saying.
They're successful for other reasons, but this is because a console that was failing suddenly sold more than they.
But
ever
it works
had
for 3DS too. That's like saying 3DS is doing good because of the Amiibos.
That's true. I guess you got me.
I don't know. Like I mean, I wouldn't say the console's a success. I just say the gimmick of Amiibos are a success.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you gotta put out good games. Once you
they're fun collectibles. Don't get me wrong, but they're an absolute gimmick. Sorry.
I wish I had more.
Oh man, so many.
I'm gonna get that 8-bit.
He doesn't use them. Anyway,
8-bit Mario is sick.
There's an 8-bit Mario amiibo
for Mario Maker.
That's actually kind of cool.
My God, I dig fucking cool. You'll never be able to get it though because there'll be that one guy that like. Pushes you out of the way.
Scalper, cough.
And like one time I was in Walmart trying to get gold Mario, and this motherfucker, he saw me get out of the car, and he looked at me. I looked at him, and he ran like he was running a fucking Kentucky Derby. Like, it was absolutely crazy. I wanted to knock him in his mouth. If he would have got it before me, I would have probably mauled him.
I hope he watches this. Anyway.
I hope he does, too. Hey, guy with the glasses that fucking ran after the amiibo, fuck you. That's all I gotta say. Whatever. I'm still bitter,
anyway,
obviously. I'm still mad.
Alright, so we have Star Fox. They also showed a new Animal Crossing for the Wii U, which,
God,
I mean, it's kind of a big
fucking
deal.
stupid. It got me so mad.
Why?
You're talking about money grabs. It was called Animal Crossing, like, Amiibo Festival.
Oh, see, I didn't watch the Nintendo conference. I just read about the
stupid.
games that were released.
You could play with your amiibo. It looks like Mario Party met Animal Crossing, and they just like had a baby. And it was...
no one's gonna care because it's Animal Crossing. Anyway,
no, but people will buy the amiibos to fucking have them.
But Animal Crossing is a fun game.
It is. The 3DS one actually looks kind of cool.
The 3DS one, New Leaf was great. They also showed, for those more JRPG fans, Fire Emblem, the new one. What was it called?
Fire Emblem.
I forgot the name of it.
Fucking Fire Emblem.
We'll find it. We actually have it here.
We have everything here. There's just, you know what it is? There's just so much content to cover, and it's absolutely, it's crazy.
I think it's up more.
I think it is too. Fire Emblem.
We saw it. What happened?
It
was literally here.
Saw it.
We want the name. That's all. We want to tell you the name. We want to give you the information.
We want you to know.
Anyway, there's the new Fire Emblem. That was for Wii U, right?
Yeah, no, it was a 3DS.
Was it 3DS?
I believe it was 3DS.
All right. Well, he's gonna look for it. In the meantime, I'm gonna talk about Fire Emblem X Shin Megami Tensei, which Project Cross Zone was the only other crossover game that we've really had like that. That's a tactical RPG with other tactical RPG characters or other characters that shouldn't be in tactical RPGs. Anyway,
I love those
Project Cross Zone was a really good 3DS game if you haven't played it. It crosses over Bandai Namco characters and Capcom characters into a tactical RPG. So Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem is going to be similar in that aspect. There's also Project Cross Zone 2, which I don't think was at E3, but it's very similar, and it's
that wasn't there.
Yeah, it's also going to be. It was also officially announced. There's also Hyrule Warriors for the 3DS.
Oh my god!
If you haven't played that,
it looks so good.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem.
If you haven't played on a Wii U, if you can't afford a Wii U and you have a 3DS, then there you go. You get Hyrule Warriors, which we've been hyped for a little bit. Yeah, we can't find it. We had it here.
It just like decided.
It's another Fire Emblem, which is a huge deal for those who are Fire Emblem fans.
Fire Emblem Fates. There you go. Fire Emblem
thank you.
Fates.
Okay,
and
so he
Shin
found
Megami Tensei for the Wii U is the Final Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem X.
Fuck, Final Fire. God.
Fire Emblem X Shin Megami Tensei will be on Wii U, and then the 3DS Fire Emblem Fates. Yeah. Thank you, John.
Yes.
So, yeah, for those of you who are Fire Emblem fans and Shin Megami Tensei fans, have fun with that.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
They showed that, right?
Stunning. Oh my god. What a release date? December 4th.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They really went hard for it. So it's the next edition, and it's on Wii U, right?
Yes, Wii U. It definitely looks like it's taking advantage of all the graphical power of the
system. Or, taking advantage of the remake of Xenoblades. Anyway, come on, let's be honest. They were like, Xenoblade Chronicles, let's re-release. It got really popular on the Wii for like a sleeper hit, and became a cult classic. And now let's move it over to the 3DS, and now it's still a cult classic. Let's make a sequel. Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
Anyway, I feel like they're milking a series, but it's a good series, so I'm not mad.
I feel like I feel like we should close out Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo, listen, they make the same games over and over again. We could cover them for days, and we'll just be talking about like the same games.
Yeah.
If you played them,
they're all fun though.
But there was one game, and I feel like this one game is like definitely different for them, and I feel like it's great, and it's actually, it will be one of my most anticipated games this year. Is definitely Mario Maker.
You think so?
Oh my god, it looks so cool. Like
it's interesting, but I feel like unless you can get, I didn't read the details on it, but I keep hearing about it, and unless you can get content created from other players,
you can.
Okay, but I also feel like that's also bad because you're gonna get trolls.
Oh, of course.
Like I remember they showed like a level where they were playing, and then you get to the end and you can't beat the level because the castle's closed off. Like, what the fuck's the point of that?
You could do whatever you want,
that's just a waste of time. That would piss me off. I don't know.
And what's crazy is like you saw, so after a bunch of the Nintendo announcements, you saw something called like Developer Store, and what's crazy was you saw Mr. Miyamoto. He was explaining how he would make old Mario games, and like this is really cool because he had graph paper, and what he had to do is he had to draw out the actual like
levels
on the graph paper, and then if you wanted to edit it, you had to cover it with a like a wax paper. And it's really crazy. And then years ago, he made Mario Maker pretty much, and the same Mario Maker that you'll be getting is the one he used to make Mario games.
Really?
Yeah, and it looks awesome.
Huh.
It's definitely
the
cool.
more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was pretty much it for Nintendo.
Pretty much. They really just amiibos, more amiibos, Skylander amiibos, and that's it. Yeah. The other cool thing was the Bowser amiibo and the Donkey Kong amiibo that work with Skylanders, and they also have amiibo support if you like play with the bottom. That's if you can't beat them, join them. That's what Skylanders.
Yeah, I know, right? Raped. For real. Anyway, so after Nintendo was Square.
The last conference. The last conference was
My
Square.
Heart. Okay, so we already talked about Final Fantasy VII HD Remaster, and that was, like, I cried. I almost had an anxiety attack. It was really bad.
They just showed the same trailer again.
Right.
And then they said more info this winter.
Exactly, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And then they also showed Star Ocean 5. Now, I played the last Star Ocean that was for PS3 and Xbox 360. I got to the very end of the game, and then I kind of dropped it off. I was literally at the boss of the game, and I just didn't play. Games. My problem is it's too JRPG-y, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like, I like the Tales games, that's another one, but when you have to beat the game 8 times, and the game's, like, over 200 hours of gameplay long to get a full ending, it's just a little much for me. Like, Record of Argarist, which is another, like, Atlas and all those companies, like, it's that type of game. You know what I mean? But I'm a huge Star Ocean fan. The gameplay looked phenomenal, and I'm excited to get that.
Definitely.
As well as, they showed 15 gameplay, right?
It was
like a trailer thing.
It was like a montage. You saw the same stuff that you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we already have the demo. If you got Type 0, so it's not a big deal, right? The update was phenomenal. So I mean, 15 we're still waiting on. Did they give it a date or anything?
Gamescom, you'll see that problem.
Yeah, exactly. I expect it at Gamescom.
I definitely assume so. They just have so many other heavy hitters.
Yeah, and then they also showed Heavenward.
Yeah, a little bit. Brief glimpse. They didn't go much into that either.
Mm-hmm. They just kind of showed like a bunch of stuff. The big thing was KH3, Kingdom Hearts 3,
and the
gameplay.
Phone companion, Unchained X.
Unchained X, which is explain that because I didn't.
It's pretty
get a
much
bit
like
of that.
It's gonna bridge the story. It's actually
of 2 and 3. It's it's the gap. All right, so
gap, yeah.
If you haven't played the 3DS Dream Drop Distance game, that was like what kind of happened. It takes place right after 2, so it's kind of like the story of how Riku and Sora officially become Keyblade Masters, like they get their official title. And it ends leaving off with the fact that Sora may not actually make that title. Now, I assume the mobile app is going to be the gap between 3 and Dream Drop Distance, not necessarily 2.
They said it's going to lead into 3.
Right. So I assume it's going to be like a bridge between that, or maybe it's going to tell someone else's story while they're doing Dream Drop Distance in that timeline. Because usually they do something like that.
It looked really nice.
Right.
They said iOS and Android. So,
so expect that.
No date. They
no
said
date.
Now in development. I hate when they use that term.
Man. So it's probably going to be sometime like a year before 3 comes out or something like that.
I'd expect Kingdom Hearts 3 next year.
You think so? I think that's pushing it. 15 next year. Kingdom Hearts 3 the year after, 2017, with Final Fantasy 7.
Ooh.
Right?
That might be a little rough.
I don't know.
I think you're pushing it too.
No.
15.
You can't have one, you know what I mean?
Alright, so let's say 15.
15/7, 2017, and then Kingdom Hearts 2016, you think?
No, 15 is definitely coming soon.
That's what I'm saying. Sooner than we think.
And I feel,
it looked almost done in the
Here's my guess. 15 is going to come March.
You think March, and then you think Kingdom Hearts
is going to be winter.
You think so?
And then
that's 17, a lot. Square
7
has.
will be 2017.
Alright, well, we'll see you on that one. You heard it here.
You heard it here, maybe.
Yeah, make your bets now. Don't actually bet. We'll get
you can't really bet on that. What else? They had...
I just want to talk about the gameplay for a minute. So Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay. First off, they showed the actual engine, new engine. Graphics look beautiful.
Really
I jizzed in my pants. Alright. Wow.
That's
that reference.
Gross.
That's ooey.
That's gross.
That reference, though. But yeah, no, the graphics look phenomenal. Gameplay looks solid. They showed new abilities with Donald, Goofy, and Sora. And then they also showed that Sora actually turns his Keyblade into guns. Now, while a lot of you are probably like, well, that's stupid, it's a Keyblade, blah, blah, blah.
Keyblade into a whole bunch of shit.
Right.
He was like,
But if you played the games, which John says he played them every so often, but he really didn't.
So young.
He likes the games, but he doesn't care at the same time.
I like Disney characters and Disney movies. I mean,
yeah. Anyway, so in the lore of the game, technically, the Keyblade is a weapon that's built out of the light in your heart. But you have to be chosen as a Keyblade master. Now, generally, it's called a Keyblade because that's the preference of most of these wielders. However, in the lore of the game, the Keyblade can actually turn into any weapon of your choosing, of your heart's desire. Once you come in the terminology of that and learn that you can control the weapon, you can really make it whatever you want. So they showed guns, but I'm kind of excited what else they're going to bring. Maybe a great sword, a scythe, I don't know, a hammer.
They showed some at the end of the gameplay.
They can do other stuff like that.
They could, and what's weird is at the end of the gameplay, there's two characters, they were conversing, and they just looked at this other sword. And I never even seen it. It looked like really fucking cool. It was like some sort of like silver sword with spikes on it, and it was in like some sort of glass case.
It was a Keyblade?
It looked like it, but silver.
Could it be? I didn't watch the whole thing because I was working. I was at work when I was watching this. I gotta rewatch it. I'll find it online and I'll talk more about it. It might be the crossblade if you play Birth by Sleep. I don't know if that's what you're talking about though. If it is though, you don't understand the huge deal that is.
It might be. I think it might actually be.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, that's supposedly the true Keyblade, like the true form of it. So we'll see how that what exactly that. I gotta take a look. You gotta show me. Sorry, I don't have details on that.
Just like, we don't have details on that, there was no further details on Kingdom Hearts 3, so.
Right, other than the gameplay, there's nothing else. But it's fine. I'm happy that we have gameplay and not just the shitty tech demo.
Yeah. A couple of other things to touch on really quickly about Square, little things. A new Hitman game coming.
Which we already saw from the Microsoft.
Except we saw gameplay, and it was like crazy because it's all over the world.
Right.
Just simply titled Hitman. Not a reboot or anything, but
just the next edition.
Hitman. Just the next edition of Hitman. They said December 8th, so let's hope. We saw a real quick glimpse of Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, 2016. They're saying, but what's weird about it is it has something to do with Illuminati.
Does it really?
Yeah, weird.
Dun, dun.
Illuminati. Maybe Jay-Z will be in it.
That joke went over my head. Sorry.
Because Jay-Z's like Illuminati, whatever. What the fuck?
Okay,
so oh no. Look up the Illuminati. When I show you the key, I'll show you Illuminati so you know. Look at the dollar bill. Supposedly a dollar bill has to do with Illuminati.
Yeah, I know. It has the pyramid thing, the eyeball. Anyway.
Illuminati confirmed. Anyway.
But
and then we saw a
Deus Ex looked really good though.
It did look
I'm
nice.
a fan of the series.
It looked nice. Hopefully they won't outsource the boss battles this time.
Oh my god.
They also showed a new game in the Nier series.
Oh, Nier 2.
Weird. Nier 2, they're calling it now, I guess, but it had a different name. It was like Nier Project, whatever. No gameplay. All we know is that Platinum is involved in the game. We also saw a brief glimpse of a couple of other little things.
Yeah, so Square, they ended off, that was really it for Square, but they ended off with they announcing a new studio. The new studio is called Tokyo RPG Factory, which gave no other information.
Nothing.
And they said that they're working on a new project called Project Setsuna. They said it was an RPG.
With concept art.
Due in 2016. Yeah, they just showed concept art. And it looked, don't get me wrong, it looked beautiful. It looked like a Studio Ghibli movie.
It really did.
But,
I think
I don't know what that means. And they said due in 2016. So what in the fuck could they be doing with a side project that's going to be due in 2016? Like,
I personally doubt it.
You really think so?
Yeah, I personally doubt it. I feel like
they have so much going on right now, like such big titles. Like they're leading in AAA titles, like one of the leading developers and publishers. So I mean, it's a huge deal that they're working on so many projects that are easily amazing titles, and then they have this. Yeah. And they announced this for 2016. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. But I'm excited to see what it is. Don't get me wrong. It's just really different of them. Yeah. You know.
Whatever. We wanted to do a little something for the video. We also wanted to give you guys what we liked, what we hated, and our biggest surprise of E3.
Right.
To end it off.
Mm-hmm. A bit of our opinion. So real quick, what was your biggest announcement, biggest surprise, and biggest letdown? Okay, so My biggest announcement, obviously, it's Final Fantasy VII.
We all knew that. I didn't even ask.
I would make that my biggest surprise, but you hyped it up too much for me beforehand to really surprise me on that. He kept talking about it. He saw it all over the internet, and he was like, "Dude, it's happening." So it was anticipated, but not in a way, not as much as I thought. Anyway, it was definitely the biggest announcement for me. I'm so excited for that. I'm sad it's only going to take 2 years. Only 2 years. Only 2 years.
It'll go by fast.
Oh yeah, sure.
Just think, the next Avengers movie.
I'll have a house by then. Fuck. Anyway.
I think you're pushing it. I think he's pushing it.
No, I'm too poor for that. My biggest surprise. What was my biggest surprise? I don't know. Biggest surprise. You know what my biggest surprise would be? The Oculus partnership with Microsoft, Square-enix, and what was the other company? I forgot.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no one cares. Those are the two good companies. That's fucked up.
That's a big surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's my biggest surprise because it was like Oculus was really set. At least the lead developer, I remember, was really set on PC only development and blah blah blah. And like they were like, it's a PC only thing. We can't make it for console. This and that. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Microsoft was just like, well, HoloLens is gonna suck, so we'll take that. And they have a partnership and everything. And although I think the partnership's going to be great, to me it was like the biggest surprise, like to see that happen because they were so adamant.
It definitely was.
It's so adamant on not having it on console because console seems to have their own already.
Yeah, you just never know. The business changes so much.
Right.
Biggest letdown.
Biggest letdown.
Give it to me straight. I want to know.
Biggest letdown. Sports? No, I mean...
Whatever.
Okay.
I fucking care. You weren't let down by anything.
Yeah, no, EA, you can even be let down because you expected it. But I would say the EA conference, but that's not fair.
Say that.
No, because I'll take an actual game, like an actual game that I was excited for, that is a big disappointment. So my biggest disappointment, I think, would be... Oh, man. Fuck. I don't know. I really don't know. I was like excited about a lot of things. I'm trying to think of something that I was like, I think Star Wars Battlefront, actually. You know what?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think Star Wars Battlefront. Because Star Wars Battlefront, although it looks really good, to me it just looks like Battlefield with like with Star Wars skin.
Yeah.
With a Star Wars skin.
I will give you that one. I think it's fair.
I think that was the biggest disappointment.
It did look better
although
at the
Sony game
conference, though.
Yeah, exactly. The gameplay that they showed at the Sony conference was definitely better than the one they showed at EA conference. But to me, like, I'm excited for the game. Don't get me wrong, and I'm probably gonna still buy the fucking thing. But to me, it was the biggest disappointment. I mean, EA doesn't count as a whole because I would say EA as a whole was the biggest disappointing conference. You know what? Let's grade the conferences too, but I'll let you go first. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish. But anyway, go ahead. So you do your top, your three.
So I will start off with my biggest surprise, and that was definitely South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Right.
I was shocked. I thought that.
You know what? I should have put that anyway.
Awesome. I can't wait. It was good to see Matt Parker and Trey Stone back, and that they're gonna make another 10 out of 10 game. They don't take anything less than perfection. So, my biggest surprise. Well, no, I said biggest surprise. My best game, I think, of E3. I think that Ghost Recon Wildlands.
He was hyped for that game.
You know what?
Like we were sitting there screaming, trying to figure out what this game was.
It was like, you know what it is? It's a series that needs a refresh, and
right.
You know, it feels like they're breaking the mold. And from what I saw, is that it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. My biggest letdown. Now this is a really crazy one. You're not going to like this.
No.
I think it was The Last Guardian, and I feel like they left people with a lot of questions as to one. You know, obviously we know why it took so long, but it really hasn't changed. I mean, when you look at it as a PS3 game and you look at it as like a PS4 game, it's like, you're going to charge me $60 to play this. Like, that's my thing. Like, I feel like...
He's disappointed on it, but... Go on.
You know what? I feel like I expected more. But maybe we're just judging it too early. We'll see next year when it comes out.
I think, again, I know more about the games than you do. I like the series.
Yeah, of course.
I'll say that. The games themselves, the artwork is like that. I mean, it may look like the same thing as the PS3 rendering, but you got to remember they changed last minute to put on PS4. It was like a year long, right? Development.
2012 they started, but it only was up and running last year.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it's still fresh in development on PS4.
You know what it is,
but to be fair, I think graphically it looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Gameplay looks solid, and it holds to the Ico and Shadow Colossus theme of like puzzling and big scale and everything like that, and the artwork. You haven't played the games, but I've at least seen gameplay, and the artwork is very much like it. And you were disappointed in the artwork because you expected a more realistic gameplay, right?
I was, but you know what? We'll just see when it comes out.
Yeah.
But let's to wrap up, let's give the conferences a grade, and let's start with Bethesda. I think it'd be fair to give them a B.
Okay, I agree
fair.
with B. Yeah, that was a good one.
Microsoft.
Now, Microsoft had a lot of big oh my gods, right? A big wows. Some of the games they showed, though, weren't too much of wow factor. It was more of, like, features and hardware stuff, besides Gears 4, which was one of their biggest wows.
And Rare being back.
Exactly.
Backwards compatibility.
So, I'm going to say B+.
I could work with that.
Yep.
I think that's fair enough.
What do you think? Would you
that,
give them an A? Like
no.
A minus?
No,
they. Yeah, I don't think they deserve past A. Although it was really good conference.
It was a really good
conference. The best they've had in years.
Yeah,
but I'd say B+.
EA. What a disaster.
I'm just gonna leave.
I
have no comments.
I honestly I give them a D-. I thought that was fun.
I mean, Garden Warfare 2 was cool. They showed gameplay. Yeah, nice. Need for Speed is beautiful, and I'll give it. If I could give Need for Speed its own thing, it'd be like an A. But it's part of the EA thing.
Honestly, it was like whatever to me. I could do without that conference. Like, they announced Mass Effect like 3 years ago, and all we saw was like this fucking trailer.
You give them a D?
I give them a D.
All right, just for the these nuts. Oh god.
Oh Christ. Why do we go there?
I don't know, because it was funny.
It was.
Alright, I'm gonna give them, because of Need for Speed, and I'm a huge Plants of Zombies fan, I'm gonna give them C-.
Wow, you're stretching.
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
I'll agree with you.
No, I mean you had your own opinion. You gave him a D.
I can see why you gave him a C.
Yeah, I mean they had the few games that I liked that they did show. They showed a lot of, and I appreciate that. But then of course it's just sports and
crap and Pele for like a half hour.
Pele.
Ubisoft was to follow. Personally, I feel like they were the best conference.
Really? You gonna give them the best conference?
I will give them an A-.
The best conference, though. You're really saying that.
Hands down, I give them the best conference.
So Ubisoft I liked. They had a lot of nice games. They showed a lot of what we know.
Aisha Taylor was definitely good this time.
Oh my gosh, she was. I love Archer, and Aisha Taylor was so solid.
She was actually good this time. Like, usually she's corny, but she actually was like good, and they actually had games to show.
Yeah.
So I appreciated it.
I give Ubisoft B+.
Okay.
They were on par with Microsoft, if not a little better.
All right, we can work with that.
Okay.
Sony.
A.
I give them an A too.
Yeah.
They knocked it out of the park again.
Yeah. I can't give them A+. Yeah. Can't give them A+.
There's really
but they get an A.
There's no need to elaborate.
No.
They deserve an A.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Nintendo.
I give them a C+.
Really?
Yeah. They did.
Let's see. Let me think. Star Fox, Fire Emblem. They really head towards the JRPG stuff, and then like to bring a Star Fox was a big deal. Animal Crossing, I think, was we kind of expected, like at least Animal Crossing fans for Wii U. Mm-hmm. You know what? I think C+ is actually fine.
That's fair.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Square.
I mean, they showed a little bit of what we already knew. Actually, I should say a lot of what we already knew. But then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay.
So what are you going?
B.
B-.
B-? Yeah. I mean, because they showed a lot of what we already knew, and then they showed two really awesome things.
It was a good conference. I feel like they were solid for their first ever conference.
Easily, though, the best E3 in at least 5 years or so.
Oh, without a doubt. Hands down. This was the best.
Since the announcement of next gen.
Without a doubt.
Well, current gen now.
Yeah, it was great. Honestly, E3 this year was great.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a little a little favor for you guys, the viewers, to do.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead and tell them.
So we already thanked you in the last video, and I want to thank you again.
Sorry, this video ran a little long.
Oh, right, because we put a lot in the same in a video. It was just easier that way for us. But I want to say thank you, everyone who's supporting the channel. I mean, we just started this, and it's gotten more feedback than even my channel that's been around for almost a year, which is really pathetic. But no, I'm like really proud and happy to see where this channel goes, and hopefully it lasts a long time.
I hope so.
And of course, we both want feedback from you guys. Now, we get a lot of feedback already, but on
we get a lot of
social
feedback
media
off of YouTube. We get a lot of like friends feedback.
We want more comments. We want, if you can, like, share, obviously,
subscribe.
Right, and that really helps us out. That shows us we're doing what you guys want, and we're doing what we want. You know what I mean? So, if you guys have suggestions, like, we want to try other, we realize this is, like, a news thing.
Good or bad, just give it to us straight.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
Not gonna take it
and if you have ideas, for different, like, types of shows, we want ideas, because we want to expand a little bit. Like, yes, this is initially a news thing, but we want to try to make it fun and do different things. We may not do Let's Plays on here. Like, I mean, I do that on my channel. He may do it on here. I
do streams.
But he does streaming, so you'll probably find him on there, which the link's always in the description. But yeah, we want different ideas. You know what I mean?
And we want feedback. So
exactly.
We want to thank you again for working. Sticking with us for I know it's only been a week, but getting this channel off the ground is a work in progress. So we're really trying to get the content out there, but at the same time we're trying to work on our end. And we have a lot of surprises down the road for you guys. Yeah. So look forward to the coming months. There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff down the road.
Exactly.
So, again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you later on in the week.
Yeah.
We're doing another video.
Probably by the end of the week. We'll do a small recap type thing.
After these videos have passed, everything else will be a lot shorter. So
exactly.
If you I know a lot of this time is very long, but you could listen to it bits and pieces, or but at the end of the week, when the video's coming, they'll be much shorter. So 20
minutes, give or take.
Yeah,
we'll aim for that.
We'll try to keep it as short as possible, but we always agree to disagree and argue, and with the stuff that we have coming down the pipeline, it's gonna be really fun to watch.
That was an interesting term, down the pipeline.
Down the pipeline.
Yeah. Thank you for shitting down your throat.
Oh god. Why did I do that? It's fucking nasty.
Alright, we'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one. That was fucking gross.